Hi, welcome back to our series on holiday cactus production. Today I'm going to be showing the transplant phase from the rooting area, the propagation facility. Probably most of you recognize this from my previous videos. Going to be taking some of the rooted cuttings out today and transplanting them into some containers, little larger containers. You can see here I've done a few already. It's a little 4 or 5 inch little pot, little square pot. So basically what I wanted to show you is the amount of rooting that really goes on, and most of these cuttings have been in here about 2 months. Some have only been in about a month, but the ones that I'll be transplanting right now I think have been in here about 2 months. So what I typically do is I just, if you can see that, I just kind of grab around the plant, and when it comes up, I've left the soil dry out a little bit. I like to let it dry out between waterings, but it's fairly dry right now. What you have here, you can probably see all the dirt hanging on there. The dirt is hanging on to roots, and you can see this one has pretty decent rooting. This particular, I don't know if you would call it a variety of holiday cactus, but it's one that has small leaves, and they're fairly light green. They're very common as plants in among people who didn't buy their plants at the nursery. Plants that have been around for a while, people have taken cuttings, you know, from their grandmother, their mother, their grandfather. It's a cactus. It's a holiday cactus that has really made it over the years, and I think probably its ability to do some rooting, some pretty good quality rooting, is probably what has led to the success of this particular variety or style of holiday cactus. So anyway, if you can see, what I do here is I just filled up the pot part way, and then just make a little hole and put the little rooted cutting right in there, and with any luck we should have some nice looking plants. You can see on some of these too, they're already starting to put out little leaves. If you can see that right there, little leaf. One that I've already transplanted has a bunch of little leaves on it. You can see one right there, one coming out behind here. This particular cactus, in the same amount of time as some of the others were in there, has rooted quite a bit better. Like I said, that's probably why it's been a success and why it's so popular throughout time. Here's another little cutting. You can see that has some pretty good roots going on it right there. Not too shabby. Let me pull out one of the other ones. You can see this is from that cactus that I was worried about getting a little bit. I don't know exactly what the disease is, but it's a little bit wilted. So it has a few roots on it, but it's certainly not as extensive as the other kind. And you can see the bottom of this leaf is starting to rot off a little bit. Here's another example. Not much rooting there. Here's another example. That's not a bad root on there. But you can see that this one is certainly prolific. I'll put a couple more cuttings. I usually like to put 3 to 5 in a little pot like this, and Just kind of place them in there. Place them in there, and then I'll put some more soil on top of them, kind of just to kind of settle them in there. So you don't want to bury them too deep. Try to just maintain the same depth that they were in the rooting tray. And with any luck, you should have a nice little plant in a few months. So that'll pretty much do it, I think, and we'll see what comes out of it. I put it on the windowsill, but you want to watch to make sure that you're not putting it on a windowsill that's too sunny. The windowsill in my house here, even on a cold February day, the temperature on the windowsill got up to 105 degrees. It was 105 in the little rooting tray today. So you want to watch that it doesn't get too hot, and too much sun can burn the leaves of the holiday cactus. So put them on a windowsill, but just watch to make sure they don't get too much sun, and that's pretty much the best advice I have. So I hope you'll tune in again for I'll bring you an update when the plants get a little bigger, and if I need to transplant them again, I'll certainly share that with the audience. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.